Morning, guys. Let's try this video again. 12:30. I did record one at 12, and Tradingview crashed. So we're going to try again. Unfortunately, I deleted some of the information that I had on the previous video, but I want to keep this video short anyway. And there's a lot going on at the moment. So first of all, TA. Okay. So we've had this current moving for a while. This is 1 hour rising wedge. Okay, so just keep an eye on this rising wedge right now. We did see a bit of a breakdown, okay, here, okay, but the 236, 6902 fib level acted as support, and we've moved back up into the pattern. And more so recently, if we just go to the 1 hour time frame, we were just looking at these levels. God, it's weird when you remove all of your information, because I was tracking this in detail, and I've just no longer relevant because essentially Bitcoin created this higher high. So I just deleted it. But when you delete it, you realize how important some of that information is. However, kind of irrelevant to the move that we're now currently in. Okay, so even though we've put in a higher high here, just be careful of a possible double top right now. Okay, and then a strong move lower. So bear that in mind. Obviously, we need to add in just some fib support here. So I'm just going to go from the bottom to the top there. And I'm going to change, because most of it is going to be blue, which is our support color. I'm going to change the numbers to blue. And then essentially we've only got the 0, which is red. So I'm just going to turn that to red for now for resistance. Okay, so what we're looking for is Bitcoin to potentially retrace a little and then find support, whether that be the 236, 382 or 0.5 fib levels. Okay, and then we just need to keep an eye on this lower trend line of this rising wedge that Bitcoin has been trading in for a fair period of time now, since the, I would say, 20th of November. 2022. Okay, so just keep an eye on this pattern. And then the longer term, hang on, let me just move this fib level into here. I'll just switch this off for now. Okay, and then the long-term pattern, which we've been tracking for some time, is this falling channel. Okay, and this has been I've been in this trading in this channel since 14th of August 22. And just need to bring your attention to the current sort of pattern that's forming. So top of the pattern here, okay? We then saw this curve come up, hit the top, move back down. Currently curving, coming up. Are we going to hit the top and move back down again? Okay, so just be aware of the pattern that Bitcoin is trading in at the moment. Also remember, as we keep saying in group, we're trading in this pattern until we break this upper trend line. Once we break that upper trend line, then there's arguments for some sort of bullish scenario. However, we still need to break that trend line, and I believe we're probably a long way off that at the moment. Let me just have a look at. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to quickly draw in some fib levels for this particular move here. Okay, so I'm going to go to the bottom there, okay? And most of this is going to be resistance, so I'm just going to change this color to a red and then change the 0 to blue, which is going to act as support. Okay, so we've got the 236, 17776, okay? Going to act as resistance. We've then got the 382 at the top here, going to act as resistance circa 19203, coincides with the upper trend line, possible area of confluence there. I want to bring in these resistance lines as well, okay? So these are long-term resistance lines, back from, when we're hitting sort of 69,000 area. I'm not going to go through them. I've been through them before, but if you need a copy of the chart, just let me know and I can show you where these lines are drawn from. But again, you just have that area of confluence right here, 17,776. So this is going to be a bit of a tough area, I think, for Bitcoin. And obviously, this is going to be a very tough area, 382, 19,203. It's going to be particularly difficult for Bitcoin as well. Other things to just keep an eye out on. So long-term fibs. Major fib resistance. Okay, so we've got 17,776 is a major fib resistance level as well. So just bear that in mind, like so. And then we have got some other moves that we were looking at, which we can kind of ignore now. I'm not going to go through those moves because they're almost irrelevant based on this current move that we're seeing at the moment. Okay, things to keep in mind. So the SBX, okay, just trading under heavy resistance. Okay, you got the 200 MA coming into play on the daily time frame. You've got the upper trend line. You've also got a potential head and shoulders forming on the S&P, the right shoulder coinciding with the resistance levels 618, so 4006, the 200, and this upper trend line. Okay, so keep an eye on that possible head and shoulders there. Okay, ES1, very similar story. We go full screen on the ES1. Okay, again, we broke down this trend line here. Okay, and we've been trying to break above this trend line, breaking back into the pattern, failed to do so. But as you see, like the S&P, okay, possibly seeing that head and shoulders form there. Again, heavy resistance overhead. Nasdaq, similar story. Okay, Nasdaq potentially got that. Well, not so much actually. My apologies. Possible inverse head and shoulders there on the Nasdaq. But Nasdaq again, it just needs to break resistance at 12,080. Okay, so fib level 0.5. We're looking from the Nasdaq to see a break above. And remember, these break aboves on the ES1, the SPX, Nasdaq is, to an extent, bullish confirmation if they can hold those levels. They need to hold those levels. If they can't hold those levels, then we're likely to see a fall back down into the pattern. Okay, DXY not doing too much at the moment, kind of moving sideways. USDT Tether again, kind of moving sideways. People a little unsure which way the market is going to go. And then you got Bitcoin shorts actually dropping right now. Okay, shorts are dropping, which is quite interesting. So the general start, this is Bitfinex exchange. So the general stance is, if the shorts are dropping, then it generally means people are closing positions. Okay, so they're closing positions because the price is likely to move higher. Possibly, would you close your position here on the basis that you could open your short here and then trade downwards? Okay, and then tight stop loss just in case things break out. So what's happening today? So as a posting group, we've got CPI data in under an hour. That will give us the direction of, two things that will help traders decide whether to long or short the market. Basically, if the data comes in as is, as expected, then we're just likely to see a continuation. But if the data isn't as expected and is higher, then we're likely to see a move down from the current price action. So markets are likely to move lower. Obviously, the data that comes out today will, in essence, decide what the Fed do tomorrow. So at the moment, we're 50 basis points, but could be 75, could stay at 50, unlikely to be 25. Okay. If the Fed goes 75, then again, adverse effect on markets, we're likely to see a downturn in markets. Okay, so really, really important 24 hours. SBF, obviously, he's been arrested and he's testifying today, I believe. Now, you have to have one eye on that and the news that's going to come from that. Okay, I think there's going to be some interesting and damaging news stories that will come from that, both for crypto and potentially governments, companies, etc. So we've got to keep one eye on that to see how that's going to affect the market and what he says within that hearing, and whether it's going to highlight any other exchanges that could be in trouble, and therefore cause a bit of FUD in the marketplace, and people start selling positions. So we just need to be careful of that. And then we got this whole FUD with regards to Binance and Binance's finances. So we've got to keep one eye on that as well. So there's a lot going on So although Bitcoin seems to be bullish, if we just went purely from the TA and forgot everything else that was going on, I would probably say Bitcoin's likely to make a move to the top of the pattern, get rejected, and then move down, test the lows, possible double bottom, continuation higher. But with everything going on, you just can't make those predictions with regards to the TA. So in the next hour, we could see a shift in the market. Tomorrow, we could see a shift in the market. SBF could say something that could shift the market. Binance could come out with some information and shift the market. So, yes, we want to trade on TA, but we just need to be very much aware of what's going on. And then you got to look at, area value. Is this an area value? No. Okay, we're trading below the 236. You could short this position, but pattern suggesting that we may well see a move to top trend line. So your area value is up here somewhere, or your area value is down here somewhere. Okay. You don't really want to be trading the middle of this particular pattern. So let's keep an eye on the news in under an hour's time, and then go from there. And let's just keep one eye on FTX, SBF, what he says. Twitter usually the best place to find out information on that subject as and when things start to get forwarded on. Right, I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm just going to keep an eye on this 17,776 level. I'm going to keep an eye on Bloomberg and what comes out of Bloomberg in the next 60 minutes. And we'll regroup and see what opportunities there are. But at the moment, I'm just waiting for the news to come out, and then I will make a decision. Expect a little bit of volatility as and when that news comes out, and like I said, keep an eye on the SPX, keep an eye on this area here. Possibly looking for a rejection unless we get really good news, really good CPI data, and then potentially we'll see that move higher. Losing my voice. Right, I'll post some information in group as and when it comes out, and I will no doubt chat to you later on today. Cheers.